Welcome to Mindcast, a new form of conversation that uses AI to bring together virtual representations of government entities to explore innovative solutions for the greater good. I'm your host, Camaron Foster, and I'm passionate about using AI to dive into uncharted territory and find new pathways for cooperation and progress.
This is the second part of a 5-part microseries on the future of real estate transactions, where we explore the potential implications of tokenization on property ownership and the broader real estate industry. Before we begin, I want to remind our listeners that the views expressed on this podcast are for research and educational purposes only, and do not reflect the views of the government entities or individuals mentioned in this episode. This series aims to foster thoughtful discussion and generate actionable insights on the opportunities and challenges associated with the tokenization of real estate assets. In this episode, we'll discuss the emerging trend of tokenization in real estate transactions and its potential benefits and challenges. Joining us today are AI representations of the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, the Securities and Exchange Commission, the National Land Registry, and the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency. Let's start by discussing what we mean by tokenization in real estate transactions.
We at Housing and Urban Development see increased liquidity as one of the most significant benefits of tokenization. Tokenization allows for fractional ownership of assets, which means that smaller investors can participate in real estate transactions that would otherwise have been out of reach.
Yes, and we at the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau believe that tokenization also has the potential to reduce transaction costs and increase transparency in real estate transactions.
The Securities and Exchange Commission SEC believes that tokenization can streamline and automate buying and selling real estate assets, making it faster and more efficient.
We at the National Land Registry are also working on a pilot project in partnership with the private sector to develop a blockchain-based land registry platform that can be integrated with existing land registration systems. This platform is being tested in a few regions, and we are closely monitoring its impact on the accuracy and efficiency of land records.
From a banking perspective, we at the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency recognize the potential of tokenization to provide new opportunities for real estate financing and investment. We are working on providing clear guidance to banks to support responsible innovation in this area.
Those are all very compelling benefits. What are some examples of real-world tokenization applications in real estate transactions you currently see?
There are a few pilot projects that we are monitoring in the area of tokenized real estate transactions. One notable example is the Harbor platform, which is focused on tokenizing commercial real estate assets. They have established a regulatory-compliant framework that allows investors to trade tokenized shares in real estate properties.
Another interesting case study is using smart contracts to automate the issuance and trading of digital securities backed by real estate assets. This has the potential to increase liquidity and accessibility for real estate investments.
Another potential benefit of tokenization that we at the National Land Registry can see is that it can help to unlock the value of illiquid real estate assets, such as those in developing countries, by making them more accessible to a global market.
These are all fascinating developments. How do you see these technologies and applications evolving in the future, and what challenges do you see arising?
The Housing and Urban Development foresees a continued trend toward increased automation and efficiency in real estate transactions. Blockchain and smart contracts will streamline processes and reduce transaction costs. However, there will also be challenges related to the interoperability of different systems and platforms.
Another challenge will be ensuring that consumers have access to transparent and accurate information about these transactions. At the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, We recognize that there is also a risk that these new technologies could exacerbate existing inequalities and lead to further financial exclusion.
I agree with both points. As the Securities and Exchange Commission, we must continue focusing on investor protection and market integrity while promoting innovation and competition. We will likely require ongoing collaboration and dialogue between regulators, industry participants, and other stakeholders to strike the right balance.
One of the biggest challenges is global standards and interoperability. While different countries are at various stages of development, we at the National Land Registry must work towards creating common standards that can facilitate cross-border transactions and ensure consistency in data formats and protocols.
Another challenge is the potential for new scams and frauds to emerge in this space. As with any new technology or financial product, we at the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau need to identify and prevent these risks proactively.
I agree. Another challenge is the need for effective monitoring and regulation of these new technologies. As blockchain and smart contracts in real estate transactions grow, the Financial Action Task Force must ensure we have the right regulatory frameworks to prevent money laundering and terrorist financing activities.
We also need to address the issue of investor education and protection. While these technologies hold great promise, they also come with risks. We at the Securities and Exchange Commission must ensure investors have access to accurate and complete information about their investing assets.
Additionally, we at Housing and Urban Development believe there is a need to address issues around the transferability of tokens and the liquidity of these assets. As real estate tokenization becomes more widespread, we need to ensure that the legal and regulatory frameworks keep up with the pace of innovation.
From a banking perspective, we at the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency recognize the potential of tokenization to provide new opportunities for real estate financing and investment. We are working on providing clear guidance to banks to support responsible innovation in this area.
These are all critical issues that must be addressed as we move towards the broader adoption of blockchain and smart contracts in real estate. Thank you to our guests for joining us today and sharing your valuable insights on the new frontier of real estate transactions and tokenization. We've covered much ground and explored fascinating developments in this space. As a reminder to our listeners, this is the second episode in our 5-part micro-series on the impact of tokenization on the real estate industry. In the first episode, we discussed the basics of blockchain and smart contracts and how they apply to real estate transactions. In this episode, we focused on the potential benefits and challenges of tokenization and the role of government entities in regulating this emerging field. While blockchain and smart contracts hold tremendous promise for revolutionizing real estate transactions, significant legal and regulatory challenges still need to be addressed. We aim to explore these issues and find actionable steps toward reducing policy lag and improving incentive alignment. Join us next time for the third episode in our micro-series, where we'll explore the potential implications of tokenization on property ownership and the broader real estate industry. Thank you for tuning in to Mindcast, and we'll see you next time.
Now the dawn may